work ahead of them into a map they've won twice of the last 10 for survival at ESL One Cologne playoffs. I'm the Machine, I've got Pansy and Sponge hanging out with me in the studio, ready to bring you the action. It certainly does look like we've got a clear-cut favourite. But you know I'm British, you know we love an underdog story. Maybe, just maybe, OG can start to convince us over the course of this train game. Everything points towards G2 converting, but sometimes when that's the case, G2 do sometimes get into their own heads. That was the seed Chad planted in the pre-game. One Malik was quick to dismiss in the interview.
Hopefully it's one we can dismiss very soon, but this looks like a hit towards the inner bomb site. The bomb is over towards high ramp. I think they're just going to show it and try and draw the rotation. Actually, they're committing here, but they have two players on the extremities.
Okay, and now Amalek's just going to try and finish the job.
Well, they're getting out now.
What?
Yes. He goes down, pop, there's four.
They've all rotated.
And they get full outside control for free. This has kind of been the
This
plan.
can't be intense.
This can't have been
like,
the strat.
yeah, you know, drop the bomb, but then go pick it up. Like that's, I'm not buying that. But you know what? It has worked out in this really weird manner.
We're all going backtracks, Lauren. This is peculiar.
My God, what is this round? Look, I already get confused by Train. I mean, my brain is tiny and like a little peanut rattling in my head. But look at this. Amanek on the verge of greatness. He could do so much damage if they keep going one by one, but no. Issa's there, but did I see someone working around? I do. Hunter and Kenny, keep your eyes on these two. Hunter could be really posted up quite nicely here if he gets the timing just right. But look how many bodies are pouring in. Stunning work from Mantu to keep that in mind.
I think it was intentional. I think the idea
Drop
was...
the bomb on the train.
Well, no, he didn't mean to die, Lauren, obviously. But I think the idea...
Okay, so you... No. Chad.
Let him explain.
So there is maps, especially Mirage being one of them, where you would take the bomb over towards the A ramp, you will show it, it'll draw the rotation, you have people waiting over towards B apartments to take control. Now, the idea here is knowing that OG like to play a retake setup on their CT side, right? We could see they were playing a retake setup. It was actually a very nice play to go with. Now, if you drop the bomb in and they're playing retake, they will spot you. He wasn't meant to just get popped out of the air like that. Look, that was against the plan, but the fact that they were able to get the bomb and skedaddle out, I'm 99.9% certain that was the game plan right there.
I just think I'd love to see the amount of time someone's been able to drop down with the bomb, either get it planted or get out safely. And I say safely even with just being alive or being in a recoverable position.
It was the point was that there was, because Valda was so passive and it was a retake setup, the chances of him hitting that shot, certainly when there's two of them as well, it should just be a call and a rotate.
Absolutely, but I'm just thinking the lines of sight, they're going to hold surely the ramp exit. Like, how do you get the bomb out of it?
There were smokes, there were flashes, there were a bunch of goodies. You're right, it's very, very risky, and it didn't work. They lost the rounds, but the concept is cool.
Theory is fine.
Execution, a different matter. Only
Precisely.
Deagles now.
But we saw what they did in the last game of last round of Nuke even with Deagle, so Jax won't get the opening. Pep it on down.
Oh, I'm teaching Rush German, so the new one we had, what was it just now? What I just said it.
You're talking about stuff.
Only. Oh yeah, nur is only. N-U-R. N-U-R.
You got that, Rush?
You can add that one to his list. Bomb down. And that's pretty much all they really wanted out of this round. A couple of Deagle kills, forcing those M4s onto the ground would have been lovely. And it looks like Amanek's going to succeed. If he hits another, we're on to the magic number, but not quite. And they'll be able to recover and juggle all of the best of the bunch back into their CT arsenal.
So as the defuse comes through, Amanek has 3.3k right now. No kit on Volder with that, but Amanek now goes up to 6,500. I would assume he's going to drop the AWP over to Kenny. He'll get himself an AK-47, and they will be able to get a full T-sided buy with all the goodies. Now, in the past, I've actually looked at G2's train and thought it's one-dimensional, and you're going to see this 5-lane smoke and E-box smoke come out, and what they do is they just let Hunter patrol the yard, right? They let Hunter just saunter on out, play behind the smokes in a very Carrigan-esque fashion, trying to find opening kills. Let's see if they've diversified a little bit since then, or if they want to go for a similar approach. Well, no, Hunter straight away going towards the box holes. Could be dropping down into pop or going towards that B site. Lots of flashes towards main, Molotovs to follow. Nice deep one there.
Hunter, look at the speed in which he tried to approach that and how quickly MBK dispatched. Quick little flash as well. Jax is in trouble. Sprayed into MBK. 3 more bullets left in the mag. Switching over to the Deagle, but the nade does it. Kenny right there, though, having to switch the old AWP into a shotgun. What?
Oh, yes! It's a caught through the wall, a Kenny-esque flick. It really does remind you of what he's capable of and keeps them straight back in this. Let's not forget, OG's conversion of their first bloods was weak, and it's starting to look like it could happen again. Alexi often capable of saving them, digging them out of these holes. The off angle from Valda does convert into his 5th frag. He's been doing enough, and through the smoke, Kenny's going to get timed here. Alexi's going to be a rascal. And with the MP9, he's secured the round. He should be anyway. I mean, Alexi B with the AWP, he can just hold the line now, has the bomb. He doesn't really have to move a muscle. And Nexa will eventually walk
the
on
advantage, though.
Pre-fire?
Oh. Okay, the AWP, I suppose that takes away the Pika's advantage right there. A little bit quicker to react. This is how it started. A lot of aggression over towards that main, and that was the key. Hunter going straight on down, and Kenny with a lovely little flick there. You can see he shook his mouse after. I don't think that he quite realized that one was going to be coming on through. Alexi be happy with getting 3 rounds on the board here, and now it'll be Deagles again in the hands of G2 Esports. Couple of flashes, smoke in play, Tech 9 for Hunter, Deagles for the remainder. And once again, towards main they charge. Flashes, nades, that's to deny the vision. That's to remove any option of the T's getting a freebie in the pick, and that's going to be Kenny dropping early. Surely we don't have a topsy-turvy game compared to what happened in the last one. Like this time, OG just battered G2.
You never know. I mean...
Pretty sure that train loss at Summit was after a 16-3 stomping on the first map as well. Like G2 were like, you know, 1 map away, and then it was going into their map pick, it was train, and everyone was like, okay, well, this is obviously not going to be a problem. And then...
We all thought it was over.
It was, including G2. Smoke down. Alder will be getting into the site ahead of that smoke grenade. If Amanek can catch the cross, one has already slipped the net. That's his second chance. So he'll smoke around and try and stay there. They're likely going to get some spray through that smoke, and that's what he's positioned himself to avoid. If Nexa finds one... Oh, no! Amanek's missed a shot, and it could very well have horrible ramifications. That was the bomb carrier. That was his teammate. That's the end. It will be 4 for OG.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Second gun round we're about to get underway with here. So I want to see what kind of pace that we're working through with the G2 side, right? So far, it seemed like they want to go pick heavy towards main and pop. That's what we saw with Hunter going down, Jackson towards that main area, Kenny S with AWP. OG are playing heads up CS. They are very in their face. They want to make sure that territory is taken away from them. And a timeout has been taken very, very early here. Just maybe a chance for Malik to calm the troops and discuss what they want to do going forward.
I'd love to see a world when OG are actually, you know, all operating at a pretty high level. We saw it last, I think it was last time we saw them. Actually, a lot of their key fraggers were actually delivering, right? Valde was there, Mantu was there, Lex, Issa was having some sick moments, MBK being a really safe pair of hands, also playing incredibly well. Valde's off to a flying start. So we've said it before, some players do thrive a little better once they get that kind of, you know, they shake off the rust a bit, they get started early. For Alexi B and Valde, they've done just that, and Valde was having a nightmare on the previous map.
And 2 players I will be having my eye on in this gun round for a redemption arc is that of Jax and that of Hunter, yet to frag. And both crucial components in the G2 machine, especially on T side. This is where that AK needs to be bopping heads. Jax's crosshair placement blowing us away.
Look at this risky gamble play here. They have 3 towards the inner bomb site. They might actually push with aggression here. They have to do the Mantu and Issa.
And that's the double conversion. They take it any day of the week. Mantu killing the one rather large and scary prong of this assault. And now it'll be Jax just trying to get himself out, at least feign that presence. Oh, they've got 2 nades with his name on it. MBK whipped out a Sharpie. And another stab, this time down to 2 now for G2. Kenny's always got a shot. Close angle, often a threat. Coldzera really making this close wall a big part of the CT side of the Ivy hold. So with 49 seconds, Kenny's objective here is obviously hoping that we get an overextension from a CT player, relocating as the smoke fades. He's going to have to little sweep. And he misses his shot. Didn't quite get to stabilize. Alexi B does manage to find him and surely pick us up around. Now Amanek, very capable hands. Knows there's an AWP Ivy, the other unknown, last seen in inner. Valda. Oh, Valda's got the perfect timing here. He wasn't ready for that. Alexi had the cross as well. Flawless start from OG here on the map pick of G2. Maybe we've got a game after all. It is only CT side train though, so I will start to bite my tongue before there's ums and ahs coming from the Australian stands.
I thought that we were going to have, like, Cologne was at least going to make sense. If you joined us last time around, ladies and gentlemen, for Pro League, you joined us for the RMR event, the Road to Rio, you would have realized that everybody won everyone else's map picks, and every game went 30 rounds or overtime. you go check the stats. It was pretty convincing that we were constantly just having close back and forth games that made no sense. G2 picked this, right? OG picked into a weakness of G2's of Nuke. They got battered. Right now, OG are handing out the battering right now. And Volder, this is a very keen position here. Nexus seen him.
Oh, wow. And is the weapon retrievable?
Definitely should be, yep. There's the AK picked up for Kenny.
Alrighty, folks. They got a full util set for the inner take. It must be pushing for Ivy info now. It looks like they are. Yeah, NBK and Alexi going to need some space, going to need some reason to rotate, and that's plenty. Smoke pop, rotate coming into inner from Issa. Oh man, this is going to be quite a bloodbath. They only have the one rifle, Lauren, so if Kenny S isn't hitting some shots, if he's taken down first, it will fall to Deagles for those long-range fights.
Here it comes. Mantu, the double orb has been out for the CTs, but as Issa posted up close on site, outdone by Kenny, he was the key element, key factor. Alexi B's about to have Amanek right through the smoke. What a surprise! But Alexi B puts him right back down, and now the 3v2. CTs have the advantage, but Kenny's got the plant. And look exactly where Nexa is.
Okay.
A weird spot to be in.
Yeah, they're pushing up, and it makes a lot of sense as the CT rotate. They're planted wide as well, so they can actually stop that diffuse from anywhere they want in this inner site. Pushed up is making a lot of sense here. Alexi's going to clear his corners. Is Kenny going to react in time? I'm not sure he is. And that's the end of the rifle. Nexa would have to clutch with just the P250, and they're all there! And he does take the first. Time is on his side. He needs to get them off the bomb, and unfortunately defended valiantly by Alexi B. A lovely treat for MBK to take into the next as well. Double AWPs being brought in. Alexi with 4 kills. He's on 13-0. Please do not let this go unnoticed. Alexi B cannot die and is pulling multi-kills out of any orifice he has. It's ridiculous. We're into the 6th now. And he's already on 13. 4 kills in this round. He saves the day. That could have been a disaster. That could have been a 1v3 eco loss from a Nexa with a P250. And it was 4 seconds away from being that.
Alexi's been great. And I highlighted in the pregame here that it was somebody to look out for, especially on their T side, setting the pace. Well, he's doing it on the CT side right now, finding some crucial kills. Just to note, Volder threw a deep box hole smoke that will be holding Nexa at bay. That one there will buy him a bit of time. It'll make sure that the T's have to use a little bit more utility before clearing out brown walls and wanting to go for an inner execute. Got Amanek over towards Ivy with Kenny. Want to set him up and see if he can post up for a pick. There is a chance to take down MBK. But it is 3 players fanned out across the trains covering off main. Second smoke drops. That'll hold them at bay until roughly 1 minute. And at this point, it's just a bit of a stalemate. Nobody needs to push. Nobody needs to posture. G2 needs to decide where they want to look for a pick and then what execute they want to go for based off of that. Kenny's made noise. A nade's coming through. That's going to do some damage.
That's 3, make it 4 members of G2 that no longer have the advantage of being on the T side. That M4 is now an instant headshot. Keep that in mind. Jack's on for the bond. No info main. This is even going to take that space away from them. God damn, that hurts. So Mantu's got his AWPI trained on Ivy. They've got all the bells and whistles covered, and with 30 seconds left, they haven't even got the bomb yet. I think Nex is looking a little intimidated here.
Yeah, I'm hating this.
I hate it all.
I'm really
lining up
this.
nades at 20 seconds. This is so Na'Vi. Look at Issa's position.
This could just be a save. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're thinking.
They're already in their own heads. This is the G2 that lost and continue to fall flat on their faces. I mean, I was building the storyline, Chad, you know, about how G2 get in their own heads, and I thought that was just doing that as hyperbole.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either.
I was like, this is nonsense. You know, obviously this is G2, that they're developed and beyond that.
Different, right? Yeah.
Lauren, you're seeing this firsthand for the first time. You can acknowledge this doesn't look like the same 5 players, and we're only into the map they picked. I don't understand.
It's so lost.
It's baffling. I understand that OG are having to kill them, and they're doing exactly that. They're setting up, they have good harassment over towards main. They're having good rotations. There's some innovation. You've seen Volder go for a bunch of different faces over towards that inner bomb site. They're rocking double AWP. Alexi B has 14 kills yet to die, so things are looking good for the OG side of things. But G2, the tenacity, which I normally post up to these guys' names. Oh, that's a tag through the wall. It just doesn't feel like it's here right now. So they need to set up some of their stars. I was talking about the 5-lane E-box smokes. Well, they can't get out main if there's that many grenades going in. So Hunter won't be able to take that room. That might be why they're slowing it down so much. But even still, there needs to be another avenue of attack. It can't just be one strategy. It's very one-dimensional.
The calling from Alexi as well, like I'm just thinking back, that fast stack on the Brown Halls in the first weapon round really deterred them from going Brown Halls with their weapons again. Losing that prong of Hunter and Nexa, it just kind of seems to have deterred them for what was 3 following rounds. We're back to the potential for in-up. Full util sets being thrown out towards the outer site. Jax will commit, keep the CTs present. I like it. MBK's flank is the only potential. And we're off. Mantu takes the first. Bomb spotted and a great shot. Needed that from Nexa. Bomb will be planted now. Rotates on its way. An advantage for OG again.
Now, the two Ts can just kind of dig their heels in towards the site. And you do have Kenny on the way, but still a way off. The CTs are way closer by. Issa. Oh, the Next just fumbled it. Very surprising. He was absolutely on point in the previous one. And now Hunter, the turret, has to hold this down just on his own. 24 HP. He's got 1.
Oh my goodness.
He's got a lot more to do, and they say absolutely not today. Kitwatch is very happy with what we're seeing. 3 kits all around. This is a straight-up battering.
Yeah, at least OG, when they were on their map choice, they were able to make things a little bit closer, a little bit more interesting. You know, they were having rounds where they were keeping the money low, they were getting multiple kills, they were making it so that G2 had to work for some rounds in the earlier stages, but they're just running away with this right now. Both teams here picking into maps as punishes in weaknesses for the other, and
Jax has 1 ADR.
it would have been nice to, I don't understand. If I'm G2, I know that when they picked us 2, it never works for them, so I understand why they didn't pick that. But Mirage is a map where their stars can shine. Like, if it's heads-up Counter-Strike, they should have the better of OG right there. Right now, they're being made to look like the ones with no individual ability. Let's take a time out again. I think that might be necessary if I'm that of G2. And there it is. They just need to kind of calm things down, talk it through, work out how they want to approach this, because so far, it's looked abysmal in these 8 rounds. Going into round number 9, we need a change of pace. But as I mentioned, if they want to go fast out main, you're seeing just the amount of nades, the barrage, the Molotovs, the HEs, the flashes. OG are doing everything they can to deny team main presence.
I'm just a little bit taken aback because, as I said, I've only seen G2 on the rise. I've only seen the best of them as of yet, and the pace. You want something quicker, they're going to try and do it. Jack's already out. He's looking for any opportunity he can find. But the double orbs are still... That's great work, but it's instantly and effectively traded back in.
Well, it's good to get him off the starting mark at least. Alda's taking a lot of space here. Hunter, good to see his name in the feed as well. But OG set for success. Mantu, another fantastic frag. He's going to smoke himself out. His retreat is being held. Kenny's in a prime spot to get them the equalizer here. And not anymore. A flash forcing him off. And from behind, Kenny, knife out, humiliated.
Let's go to map 3, can we?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This is peculiar.
Been on, DJ.
And what makes it's almost a shame is because this storyline could have been told differently. This could have been, you know, OG. They kept up in opening kills. They kept up in multi-kill rounds. Clearly, the individuals were awake today. They've come into this map. They are awake. But unfortunately, I don't want to lie to the people at home. Yes, Alexi's playing well, but G2 are not putting any of the right feet forward.
I feel he's been allowed to succeed, and a player like him, given these opportunities, is going to do it. Still yet to die.
Oh, dear.
17-0. This is a masterclass in what can happen if you don't keep control of some of these players, if you're getting manhandled around, manipulated, and just kind of poured through. I am blown away by how good OG look at this point, but it is obviously with the context that G2 are really falling flat here, which is obviously a real shame.
Yeah, OG, even though they're only able to get 3 T rounds on their map choice, looked much better on their T side than this. We've seen nothing of inspiration here. The pistol round was the most exciting part of this game.
Yeah, that was a cool idea. Now, Hunter, spotted, crosses the E-box, knows this is there. I can see 5 incendiaries burning on the minimap there. That was a full 5 incendiary from OG. So just by waiting a couple of seconds, you can avoid a great deal of their investment. $3,000 just burning away in 7 seconds. There it goes. That's Alexi B into Jax.
All right, guys,
let's carry on.
Let's go and take duels one at a time against Orpers.
Chad's losing it.
I've been in such a good mood until right now.
Yeah, the Counter-Strike can...
Shine's coming off.
The Counter-Strike can definitely put Chad in a worse mood than anything else.
I thought it was women, but Counter-Strike is worse.
That's the yeah, they're close second. But
never going to introduce you to female CS. God almighty.
Oh, imagine the combination.
Can you imagine? Bloody hell. But yeah, on a serious note, this is very, very much going to be taken aback. But we could enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy watching OG
Yeah, okay,
play
let's
out
paint
and
it that
close
way.
out. I want to see
do
a
that.
team.
Oh, Lauren,
16-0, let's go, come on.
I love that. Lauren's just basically got into the back. She's pulled out a really pretty frame and she's put it over the poop.
Smeared dirt on the
Yeah,
wall.
the dirt.
Yeah, you went for poo, I went for
We put a price tag of $5,000 up against this one, and we got it in an art
There you go.
gallery. So.
Bang.
Oh, God.
All right, so it does seem like 10-0 reality is the one we're going to be living in. There we are.
Lovely. But let's, as I said, let's take this in the positive spin of this is what happens when you let someone play their game style completely, when you don't pressure them, when you let them have that freedom. And this is good from OG. And I know it's hard to kind of encapsulate that because we're looking at the other side and I know what we're like. We're sitting and go, well, G2 not doing anything good again. I know. But let's enjoy what OG are trying to do to exploit that. They're sitting on 10K. Bloody hell.
Well, the closest the rounds have come is round 3 and round 5, where 2 players from OG survived.
You know I'm really good at maths, Chad.
Yes.
Christ.
Well, here's one for you. Here's an Alex stat. Did you know that Alexi B has the same amount of kills as all of G2 combined 10 rounds into train?
Nice.
Yeah, that's a quarter-final match. And one player is managing to post the exact same frag total of an entire Tier 1 opposition. It certainly is a discrepancy, and just another way to frame it, many ways to do so.
All right, if OG win this, I'll order an OG jersey.
Yeah?
Like the whole series, not just the map, but like I'll bin my G2 one. I'll light it on fire. I'll throw it in the bin. I'll send a video to Carlos, and we'll get us an OG one.
Guys in chat, I rarely talk to you. I rarely acknowledge you. That's true. That's not true. I need you for validation. But one in chat for 16-0. That's what I need to see. Is it gonna go all the way 16-0? Right now, it looks. You know, it might be a decent bet. You might be fair on that one.
Yeah, let's do it. This would
You're
add
on
to that
board?
list. You know that list I was talking about?
Yeah.
I can give you that list again if you want. The G2 Calamity. Just it keeps going.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Chad.
Hold on. Lauren's right. This one looks different. Mantu's flash is just so perfect. Oh, okay, Amanek saves the day, and he missed shot from Mantu. This is the best shot they've had. Just as we start to see a 16-0 manifest, maybe G2 have got some kick left in them. Into the site, 4-on-4, bomb down. Alexi
Still alive.
still alive, still 18
boss.
and 0.
Trying to get through the rest. They're trying to get through the minions on the way, but Alexi B still stands. 150. My word, he is popping, but still they're holding on to this. Let's see what they've got.
Smoke for the bomb.
Here we
If they
go.
can close the gap, Lauren, we could be video gaming here.
Smoke missed.
Okay, bit of damage. Time's ticking though. They got to get a bit of a wriggle on Issa. NBK. Uh-oh, it's all coming. He's down. He's down. Maybe there's a chance.
The king has fallen. NBK's on it. Nexus solved the problem, and there's no time for Issa. G2,
They've done it.
They break their silence. Unbelievable scenes. It took them 11 rounds, but they find their first on their map pick.
As soon as you mention it, the 16-0. There it is.
It's called the reverse chink.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
It was dangerous as well. If Amanek didn't hit that kill, what was actually set up there towards low ramp was fantastic from OG. So it was very unlucky that they weren't able to convert more. And that is the first round of the game where G2 have looked like they had a clear idea of where they wanted to approach. So now, I think we're seeing the 5-lane smoke come out, the Evox smoke as well. Not getting anybody out main here, just making it seem like they can. It's back towards inner, 4 players making their way from the G2 side of things. And Kenny with the AWP on Ivy on his own. He's going to have to push through this if they wanted to sell a fake. Just making noise now. That might hold a player or two over, but nobody's close enough towards Cutout or Olaf to be hearing his footsteps. The rotation towards B might be quick. Look how many players from OG are close to that connector.
Yeah, but I love that there's no initial contact. This flash and a smoke, if they can just all go hold that W key, it's going to be a very tough one for Valde. Yeah, nearly caught in transition, trying to hold the close angle. He's not got enough. Trying to moonwalk out of there. Now the flames go down. It seems like Inner has broken the drought for G2. Starting to hydrate, as you should too. 2 liters a day.
Well, they found something that works. And 2 can find a scalp or 2 still, but they found something that would work for them, and why not repeat it? I liked what Kenny was doing. It was a little isolated, sure, but he kept their attention. He kept 4 players posted towards A for, you know, with the smoke and the flash he put out, he was still trying to do the work he can, and this is save time. So they've slowed it down a little.
I can't do the round recap, Chad, but how honest were G2 keeping them? Because I imagine they
Not
weren't,
at all.
right? So that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of crazy that the CTs are forced to save after winning 10 rounds in a row without them being close rounds posted by the Ts, to then lose one. then on the second be forced to save, otherwise you're eco into the third.
So by winning all those rounds in a row, the 10 straight, they kept their loss bonus the entire time at only $1,400. So as soon as they lose a round, the only cash injection they're getting is $1,400 there. They just got $1,900. The next, they're going to get the $2,400. And we're at the tail end of the game. So having to save here is very, very important for the side of OG. If they were to go for that and lose, their money's going to be in the bin for the remainder of the game. They're going to be getting the minimum loss bonus, well, possible as the rounds tick on up in the favor of G2 there. So the decision to go for a save like that, it's super justifiable, but you're bang on. You would think that they would have been able to build a bigger bank than this. And you have to look back at that round recap, and you can see in the last 4 rounds that OG put on the board, right? They had 5 alive, 3 alive, 3 alive, and 5 alive. So you would think that the money would have been in a much prettier position.
Yeah, it is peculiar. This is the some of the highlights of what we've seen so far from Alexi. But 10-2, 10-5, respectable considering how we started this one off. A slew of 10 rounds, diffuses plentiful. I'm seeing and counting 4 of those 10 were with bomb plants from G2.
Okay, can't keep getting away with though. Mantu has instantly changed up. They didn't want that B hit to be happening so freely, so easily. So, well, they've instigated.
Yeah, and now he's going to go for a brown horse sweep. This guy, loving seeing that Union Jack as well. Very exciting to see some representation. Getting himself out of dodge, not ideal. No one cares. Molly towards the top of upper, and so they look like they want to go. I mean, it makes sense, right? It'd be hard not to go for the only site that's worked. B has been where these 2 rounds were found. And we're off.
Straight back again. Mantu is posted up on this. He does have support from Valde. Molly there. Mantu in a bit of a bad spot here. Aminek's through. He's right next to them. He's going right backwards.
Oh, TK!
What?
Through the smoke,
What?
I think.
What just happened? Okay, a bit of a fumble. Let's kind of take stock almost. Bomb in the hands of Hunter. He's going to try and get planted. Kitty tries to play ahead of this. He gets one of them then? How the hell did he do that? Now Kenny doing the dance. And Kenny's got moves like no other. Alexi B, say goodbye. Kenny is back on the board.
They're awake now. It's only taken 13 rounds for Kenny to get into this one. He had 3 kills before that round. Now he's up to 7.
That flick. Let me see that again. So Issa's actually been the victim of Kenny S's flicks a couple of times. That's the team kill. Good catch on the replay. There's the first, even more stylish. That's the second, and the third's equally as stylish. Kenny S gets a bonus gold start. And he's ready for Train Fashion Week. My goodness. 2 more rounds required for them to make a respectable half out of what was disastrous. And they're up against the pistols, so G2, they know how important this is. They cannot afford to let a single toe out of line. And if it was an MBK Nova that really dismantled them, I think they would just slash quit into the console. Yeah.
It's just so strange. These last 3 that they've posted on the board have had direct intention. Before that, it felt like they were being the ones dictated to, right? So much pressure over towards main. They were going for individual picks all over the map. They were strung out in their default, waiting for OG to do something. And OG weren't doing anything whatsoever. And now they've gone, well, we'll just hit the inner bomb site, where Valde, as we mentioned, coming into the quarterfinals, one of the highest rated players in ESL One Cologne for the European division, is playing, who had a bad game on Nuke. So they've been able to take advantage of it here. Alexi B, how many kills has he got? He's called off?
I mean, you can call cooling off not getting a kill into.
So he hasn't had a kill in the 3 that they've lost.
Correct.
So that's a bit of context right there. When Alexi B was going ham.
Yeah, when he was killing 3 every round.
Over by Ivy, right?
He
did well towards inner as well. I know when
a couple times.
But yeah, I think most of it was over towards that side. They've gone, yeah, that's not what we don't. Let's avoid him.
You know, I was talking about that Nova, Lauren.
Alex,
Yeah. Go on, MVK. It's not to be. It's going to be Nexus shoulder, feeling the brunt of the... What do you call it? The spread of the it's like shrapnel.
Buckshot?
No, thank you, buckshot. Add that one to my vocab for later.
Rush is the shotgun expert. Green, are you with us?
Green?
Hello.
Have you did you go through a couple of boxes of Kleenex, mate? Are you all right now?
Yeah, I'm all good. You know, I was kind of hurt earlier on. I've been focusing really hard here just so Alex doesn't say anything, but,
well,
you know, it's
Rush,
tough out
we'll
here.
let you pick the music on the way home, okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess I can give you the list of improvements then, or would you like me to do it maybe like a round table?
Rush, I'm really sorry. I don't know what's with him today.
Why are you poking the bear?
I don't know what
Why are you poking the bear, Chad?
I've been known in our group, Lauren, in our group, you probably missed it. I am the king of the wooden spoon. I like to stir the pot.
This nearly causing an absolute disaster. They do lose 2 rifles at the end of that one, but No worries, they got cash to splash for the final round of play, so really nothing of relevance there.
What I find funny in these games, obviously, like, you know, if you're not casting it or watching it like a great deal of people are, you look back on HLTV and you might see a 10-5 half, you're like, oh, that's all right. Didn't realize those 10 rounds were literally back-to-back on the trot. Alexi B just, you know, getting out on the table, just, you know.
Oh, we both had a similar action there.
I know, we're horribly similar people. We're not original, are we? But in we go again, back into the fray. G2 have found something that works, and you do feel, surely they can't do it again. Surely they'll change up.
Do it again.
You might just have to keep doing it. Chad's finally found a bit of happiness. He's lost his mind.
Yeah, it just took seeing the favorite team on their map pick lose 10 rounds to the team that only posted 3 in the first. That was all it took to crack our Australian analyst.
So all this information right here for OG, it means that they are likely expecting an inner hit. And we can see, once again, the lion's share, well, actually, everybody on the G2 side of things, the Samurais included, heading over towards the B bomb site. There's 2 players, one on the bomb site, himself, Valder, ready for their low ramp push. So the way that G2 flood into the site, they push down and they try and rotate back in on the site. Look at this, there's more players here. 3.
That's a perfectly timed incendiary. And you have to go through it. And Amanek is losing a lot of health just to get there. He's completely isolated from his squad. Alexi B's util has started something, but Jax does too. Takes the head off the B inner player. Hard angles to be hit, and I will remind you, this is 2 AWPs and only 1 kit. This is a hard retake. It should be impossible. And Jax is confirming it for us. Looks like it could be 5. Lexi B still lives, and he looks to hit the flick. Hit the quick scope instead. Doesn't work out. And Jax so quiet on the goose egg for nearly 10 rounds straight. But now posting 3. First Kenny, and now Jax. It does seem like they've got the sleep from their eyes. Is it too little too late? Will we see a third? Questions coming after the break.
We've been friends for a long time now. Always have a good time whenever we go out. But you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me junk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. Doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time. I can't get there and you know I've tried, but I can't say why. Feeling lost like I just want a time back time. Choked up, tell me how do I say this right? Cause you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me drunk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. Doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time. I can't get there and you know I've tried, but I can't say why. But I can't say why. Can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. Doesn't feel right to call you.
10-5 at the half. We start to stabilize. You guys tuning in at home, it's still good to see your faces, even if we aren't all in the same place and making those signs. We are still getting ourselves into our second half of quarterfinals.
Wow.
I didn't know they had a rush picture on train. That's so sweet.
Oh
All
my
this
God.
is enough.
Alex.
I'm coming to that desk right now, all
Come
right?
on then.
I'll get up. I'll
Good,
get up.
Ed.
I'll stop pressing these buttons. I'll be over there in 2 seconds.
Yeah, you got to
bud,
do
all
this
right?
pistol first, and I think we should too.
All right, you better hope there's not a timeout, buddy. That's all I'm saying.
You better watch your back at school, mate.
Okay, all right,
Here
all
we
right.
go. P2Ks are out, and well, Alex becomes more and more enamored with the thing, seeing exactly what Nexa can do with it. MBK certainly going to be feeling it too, but the answer is swift. It's a 2-for-1 trade out, so the CTs are at a disadvantage here. And the T side, they're a bit split up though.
Yeah, I really glad Jax isn't following down Ivy. That kit would have been completely irrelevant to the round if he had. He's dropped his smokable. What's Kenny up to here? Alexi's ready for it. Oh, yes. Back away for a rainy day. Spots another as well, and that's the head of Issa. Maybe G2 can convert this pistol. It was an early disadvantage as well. This is OG's conversion of those 5v4s. That stat's starting to echo in our minds as well. They've got util, no armor for Valda, so Mantu with only half health is going to have to be the leading force. I'm seeing Kenny now and Jax both on towards the inner side. Amanek's got the complete and total sound cue for inner. Shadow reactions, and Kenny's definitely woken himself up. And that's the end of that. So 6, and that's much more convincing. Starting off the defensive side of their map, this is G2's map pick. Check the top left if you are questioning it, top right if you want some fancy graphics as
That's
well.
a stat.
Look at that P2K. Oh, yes.
Yes,
Just
more of
equip it.
that.
I'll remind you on the drive home to make sure that you equip it, all right? But look, this is what happened in the first 10 rounds of Train. Alexi had a multi-kill in 5 of those 10. He had a single kill in 4 of the 10.
Wow.
And the only round where he didn't have a kill was the pistol round. And then in the tail 5, which G2 converted, he only had 1 kill.
So you're telling me that there is almost like a 90% correlation between Alexi contributing and then winning a round?
Yes.
Bloody hell. Well, they're certainly thanking their lucky stars that Alexi was starting strong, but can he finish strong? We were talking about his 18-0. It's 19-4. So keep your track on that. 18-0 was where he lost his goose egg. Now, Kenny's got a good idea there, but that nade will do very little. He'd be more jeopardized by holding on to it. So it's good that he drops it. Alexi softened up and finished off, and now here comes the inner push. Stopping the bomb plant's the only plan, and it is oodles of cash. They got schmeckles to spare into our 18th round.
And OG, if they let this slip, that's going to just haunt me, let alone them. I'll be feeling worse than Rush on a Friday afternoon.
Okay.
All right, Maletta.
Kenny can
You
buy an
better.
AWP here. He'll be the big gun on the side of things for G2. It's 4 SMGs carried across from G2 Esports. I hope they go for a bit of a bonus round here. Get for an Ivy push, maybe take the SMGs pushing up low ramp. Go for something a little bit more aggressive outside of the box here because you can use those weapons to your favor. Alexi's out, leading by example.
Yeah, very hot, very bothered. And Hunter's going to have a look, isn't he?
Amanek's flashing.
Oh, I like the patience. This is the flash, and oh, he's just flashed his teammate. My goodness, I can't believe Hunter's still alive. His toe's vulnerable. 1 HP. Trying to smoke their teammate out, trying to get Hunter out of dodge. A great nade. A little bit of a pre-fire. You could be onto something. Jax has gone down, as does Kenny. Looking good for OG here, and a clean start. Hunter goes down, does well to find anything with an MP7 and 1 HP, but yeah, this one's looking very problematic. Next with an MP9 and found by MBK. So 11, you were worried about OG. Does look like they'll be able to get onto their feet on the T side without things spiraling.
Could have been a different story if Jax actually landed that flash and didn't blind up Hunter right there.
I can't believe you've done this.
I love that little nade. It's a fun little underhand there from Hunter, thinking on his feet or on his ladder. MBK closing out there, and they did scavenge the AWP. So Kenny, he bought into it. He didn't even get to wield the bad boy. Didn't even get a chance to take anybody out of the equation, but he'll have another shot at it. Looks like one's been dropped across. A scout for Amanek as well. M4, MP9, and a Deagle. And play for the CTs.
He's back out again.
No issues, no contest. I assume Jax is going to get this flash right.
Is
So.
this just a repeat of last round?
No,
We're gonna replay
no.
it.
There it is. And now Alexi goes down. There you are. There's the example. And look what can happen. NBK's been caught by the AWP as well. Plenty of weapons for Nexa to go scavenging away. Amanek 2 only on that scout, so they'll be working on that later. And just to bring up an interview that Hunter gave with HLTV, he talked about how difficult it is to be consistent in an online environment. He calls it the biggest challenge they're facing at the moment. And so that consistency, and we're certainly seeing evidence of that, embodied here in his quarterfinal bout. Spot in the semis versus, who is it? The winner of Astralis Nip?
Heroic.
Heroic.
Jax?
Vitality Astralis.
Hold on. Jax just got away with a little bit more, I felt, than he should have then. He was up against the rifle, keep in mind, and Mantu's now in a bit of bother. I don't know. Is he still really committing to this one?
Oh. Timing on that flash was perfect, but now they're both, well, single, locked in by the Molotov. Mantu, 30 seconds left.
I don't know what he intends to do with this. It feels a little bit without purpose, and yeah, bombs.
Good
left
call.
there. Yep,
They
out of
should
it.
hunt him, though.
100%. But I honestly surprised they didn't maybe save a little earlier. I thought they kind of done it, but
Now there's a
Mantu's
chance.
popping off. Okay, 15 seconds. Bomb's still down there. Kenny's fallen back. Suddenly he's like, wait, hold on, this ain't it. Baits the shot. Kenny though, not going to fall for any of those tricks. Too quick, too good. Oh, little reminder, little love tap.
So the money for OG after winning one and losing one isn't looking fantastic right now. Issa has enough to buy an AK with head armor. We can get some Galils out on the board, maybe go for some low buys. The timing on this Ivy push here with Amanek going through the smoke, he got a little bit unlucky, didn't he? That flash just landing as it shouldn't, and Kenny there with the final frag taking down Mantu, trying to shoulder peek around the corner, used the movement to his advantage, couldn't do so, and the facepalm from Alexi says it all here as they are just down to pistols. Here comes the Zeus. Whoa!
No.
Wait, Hunter's picked it up. Maybe he will use it.
Has he? He
got
has.
it.
Zeus up the ladder. You get that sweet accuracy. I'll be honest.
Ladder accuracy is a specific stat that's applied to weapons.
Ladder
certain
accuracy.
guns
Yeah,
have-
well, I didn't think about that until we talked about the revolver.
Yeah,
It's the
that's what
revolver,
kind of
yeah.
like came to mind with that. How interesting.
So Valve and their freaky deaky stats for each weapon.
There's some cool sunnies.
Not many opportunities for the Deagles. I guess Amanek being this low could maybe open up. That's not bad. But yeah, something a bit more.
Bomb plan.
There he goes. That was the bomb. Say goodbye. So he's the same to Alexi B. Okay, we're now getting to the territory where it's 11-9. The scoreline of the first half, it was 10 in a row. We're already mentally checking out. We're getting ready for map 3. G2 has woken up. Finally, they have woken up. And bear in mind, this is ESL One Cologne. And they were just, 10-0 down casually. Alexi B was just the man of the map. He was just running around doing whatever he wanted.
I mean, I will say it now, and I think I can say it with conviction, that if G2 were to turn this around, this would be the opposite of your G2 Calamity, Chad. This would be them proving that they can
Bounce back.
bounce back. And instead of being like, oh, here we go again, another one of our classics, in the same way we were. It's not like, those guys are human too. They probably have the same thoughts that are running through our head. And so for them, this is about proving to themselves, as well as to proving to the nasty people on the internet what they're capable of.
Remember how Alexi had 18 kills in 10 rounds? He's had 1 kill in the last 10.
Certainly starting to just simmer down.
Yeah, 18-0 to 19-7.
Okay. Well, look, he put his hard work in, but it'd be nice just to kind of middle out a little bit.
Well,
Let's see what the
especially because Chad pointed to how it
Relevant.
correlated with round wins for OG. Here's Nexa. There was Nexa past tense, courtesy of NBK. Bomb drop, though. This isn't a guarantee. It is when the AWP goes down, he doesn't finish his meal. He's left 2 scraps on his plate, and they live on, filling the feed. Just Jax now. Looking great for OG's 12th here. Some damage would be ideal. CTs do have a little more in the bank balance. Jax looking to just preserve that M4. Cautious of potential pop flank.
Are we just going to have T-side B hits? Is that...
I mean, yeah. It's
Vertigo's just A, Nuke's just yard, Train's just inner.
Just rush the bomb.
It's too much work, Chad. You have to throw down different coordinated smokes, and everyone has to have flight paths and Molotovs.
Doing
And
it in.
just go it. Just hold W, run at the second letter in the alphabet. It's much more easy to explain.
All right, so the money, not fantastic on the G2 side of things here. Jax will hold on to that M4. He has 3,000 left in the bank balance. Can drop over a Famus if need be. But this is the entry right there. Next, they're not expecting them to come down dry, and he gets taken out of the equation very quickly. Alexi on the board right there, so he's found himself 2 kills in the last 11 now. And MBK, well, 3 kills to his name, the natural born killer. You see the buy. AWP out for Kenny. UMP for Amanek. It's serviceable. There's a kid in play as well, so let's see if G2 can bounce back. Scoreline 12-9.
Go on, Amanek. That is so cheeky. Lovely little nade set. If you're ever wondering what you can do with your nades on the CT side, there's 3 in quick succession from Amanek. Now they get flashed into a main push. This is how you make those SMGs feel valuable. The pre-fire's good, he's jumping, it's not going to save him. He is, however, kept under wraps by Issa. Game on. Kenny to fill the gap. Aggressive AWPing. Lauren, we love to see Kenny when he's forced into an aggressive stance. Pop is a threat. That smoke won't last forever. Mantu leaping out. It was Issa baits the shot. Valda, oh, they're flashed and Kenny can't do anything. This is great from OG.
Stunning work from them, and you can see the potency in it. Jax takes a little bit of damage while claiming the kill towards Mantu, switches over towards the site. Nexa plays it out so well. Oh, Issa, what a time to come online for him. 4 kills, and they were big kills, denying Kenny any sort of agency towards, you know, that E-box, controlling the push-up. Really nicely done from him.
Yeah, the worst is well handled. Like, I really like that. I'm sure Chad did too. The thought process behind throwing SMGs into main when you haven't got all the goodies makes a whole lot of sense. Well handled by Issa.
Yeah, and you can see here just at the scoreboard, everybody now starting to contribute on the OG side of things. There's not too much frag differential. Obviously, Mantu and Alexi more the top heavy, but everyone getting the impact kills when they need it. And out towards main, Issa goes. Jump picking, not seeing a lot. The Zeus is in the hands of Hunter this time round as he takes pop control. We also have Nexa over towards the low ramp with a P250. So this one, still a little bit dangerous, but the USPs in play on Kenny and Hunter are probably not the most potent. That's the double molly into Pop Dog there.
That is connector smoke, it might be. That looks really easy. Lovely. Flying in towards connector, so they will start hitting that inner sight. 2 up the top. Rifles against pistols. There really should be no reason to see blue on brown. There it is, just the one.
Nice.
14.
Get himself that extra cash. So yeah, with 14, we are starting to get ready for that third map conversation, but I will remind you that was just the eco. So G2's hopes and dreams of a 2-0 on their map pick. Worth reiterating.
Any pets? Didn't see any.
There's a Teddy.
Teddy is not the same. It's not the same.
So G2 calling a timeout, and it will actually be their last timeout here. They won't have any remaining. So if they are to battle back into this, they won't get any other breathers. And their buy for what is probably their last gun round here if they are to lose is not great. It doesn't have all the goodies. They have enough to work with, but right now they're being dictated to across the map. It never feels like they have the right pieces in the right place, and when they do, unable to hit the shots they need to convert. So OG are doing a great job here of dealing with any CT-sided aggression that's coming out, and then there's the hitting sites. Alexi's making some very nice calls.
So I know MBK has cats, but if you didn't know he had cats, you'd know by looking at the back of his chair. Did you see that? My goodness.
What's the hair?
He must be using that chair like a climbing frame.
Yeah.
Madness. Get the cat away from the gaming desk. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they're cute.
Get sweaty hands. The hairs are stuck to your sweaty hands. It's a nightmare.
Oh God, I feel very. We've got a real personal
What?
thing going on there, but we are back into it. Ooh, this is a big stack from the CTs towards A. No one was early towards inner, so here we go. Next is going to come back around now. Lexi B and Valda already there. There's a lot of T's going down here. We only have Mantu towards Ivy. Everyone else is over towards this side. So Kenny and Nexa are the 2 to potentially hold back this flood. Once they get prepared for it, this is where the fight may happen. This could be the defining moment.
Hunter's coming too, so they have 3 on the bomb site here. G2 have to be able to win this exchange. If they can't get it done with 3, they're never going to get it done.
Here we go. Util coming in. Nexa focuses towards the top. Valda's already found Kenny. This is looking worrying, but Nexa waits patiently. His teammates fall around him. He finally gets checked on. That's the bomb down. He couldn't adjust well enough, though.
Valda's done fantastic work here. Issa takes the 4th, but that was all him. The Dane just walks into the site, demands respect, gets 15 for OG. And G2, they're really feeling and hearing the echoes of that first half shambles now. Doesn't matter how good your CT sides are, there will be a margin for error. There will be good OGT rounds, and that damage inflicted by their flimsy, wet noodle T side is coming back to haunt them.
So holding on to this is very important here. Jax will have the only rifle going forward. He's been spotted now. There's plenty of time for them to hunt him, and they may as well. Money plenty over there for the OG side of things. Going to drop a smoke, see if he can keep himself alive here, and going up pop straight into the hands. Mantu takes him down, and that, well, that puts G2's money well and truly in a tough spot. 3,200 for Jax after that round. Hunter has the most, 3,400 here. It's going to be a cobbled together buy. There's no right call for G2 here. They need an individual to step up, make some space, find some opening kills, because look at this, 3 on the site. Kenny falls immediately, and then Volder just continues to mop up all the pieces. It was very, very simple. An inner sight hit, it shouldn't be as easy as that, and they're making it look good. OG, that jersey, we're only 1 map away.
We certainly aren't too far.
Feels weird being on G2's map choice here, if I'm honest. It's a little bit baffling. Oh, so's that start. Lexi B, lucky boy, stays alive and somehow gets out of. Wow,
Volder
okay,
naded
Jax.
himself.
Was that a full on? He dropped with his nade?
Yeah, so he did a lot of damage to himself, which really helped
Push up.
Jax there.
Yeah. He's even pulled the pin on a nade. This couldn't be a freer frag. Lovely. Takes his weapon upgrade as well. Perhaps G2. They started this round with the FAMASs and now with the UMPs, and now they've got themselves 2 AKs to work with. Thank you, Valda. Thank you, Alexi. 20 and 9 now. He has cooled off.
Oh, he's heard that. Issa's heard that.
Yeah. He knows one's there. Next is on the flank, though. Maybe that was enough to get the AWP staring down towards Ivy, and the execution can come in. Next up, he's won the round. Jax confirms it.
Still dicey, right? They had to do it with
Super
aggression.
dicey.
They had to do it in a very aggressive way, and that kicked off with Volder trying to chase a frag there onto Jax, actually doing a lot of damage to himself over towards that pop dog. So look at this. Alexi couldn't be any more in the open right there. And Nexa continuing 17 kills. We spoke about his consistency coming into the quarterfinals. Top-rated player in the tournament so far. He's leading the way for his team here. The next closest is Kenny.
1 round is all OG need to get straight back into this, and it will just come down to a best of 1 on Dust 2. You can forget about Nuke. And that's a nasty way to go. Issa just straight into the belly of Jax, following the Tracer fire, gives them the early man advantage, but this is OG's weakness. They have struggled to convert their first bloods. 14th, what best in this tournament.
Smoke doesn't put out that molly. How interesting. Amanek trying to clear that smoke. Obviously, he doesn't know if the T's came down or what have you. So, a little bit of patience being shown here by OG. Going to cause a fair amount of paranoia, I'm sure.
Oh,
But
Hunter!
I guess trying to be proactive, but it's merely aided the cause of OG now. Completely clean on Ivy. They can approach however they please. And you've got Valder full out, happy. No worries over towards B as well.
Oh, look at this. He's got no idea. Amanek's dead. Knife out. This is the game.
Yeah, Kenny's got so much to worry about now. Should be Valda, no worries. Oh, he missed a shot from Kenny, makes it even more likely. Does manage to eventually, but they're coming from all angles. Kenny would have to hit another. Maybe he can save G2. 20 seconds, 20 health, not enough. And now Nexa, all he has to do is kill 3. That's all. And it doesn't look like it's happening. We go to 3 instead. OG, they needed that.